are slap dab inside a Demm report.
Well, we got to follow up with something that frankly, I thought we wouldn't know until tomorrow, but it is ahead of schedule, which I suppose is good news. Yesterday, we learned in this program about a fella by the name of Lieutenant Dan, not the character from the Forrest Gump movie.
Yes.
And I suppose if you live in or around Tampa Bay, you probably know him. He's a colorful amputee, lives on a 20-foot sailboat that God himself told him to buy.
Mm-hmm, that's right.
And he's anchored in Tampa Bay. And yesterday morning at this time, the story was Lieutenant Dan was going to ride out the storm on his boat, despite calls to evacuate.
Mm-hmm.
And many people, I think Biggie and myself, got sort of the same updates yesterday that it was the mayor of Tampa said that Tampa police just saved Lieutenant Dan. This is about 2 hours after our show ended yesterday.
Right.
During a press conference. And the mayor, her name is Jane Castor, Mayor Castor said, Lieutenant Dan's been rescued. He's now in a shelter. And if we can get Lieutenant Dan to go to a shelter, we can get anybody. However, he did not go. The Lieutenant Dan was spotted on a small sailboat moments later by a reporter for News Nation who said, I know the mayor just said Lieutenant Dan's in a shelter. He didn't. He's right there.
So it wasn't true.
It was not. The reporter, Brian Enton, returned after Milton made landfall and found the sailboat tied to a dock where water had been dragged out by the storm, which is kind of unusual how these storm surges work.
Mm-hmm.
The reporter called out to Lieutenant Dan a few times, nothing. A few more times, then the top of the sailboat cabin opened up and said, I'm fine.
He made it.
He made it.
I felt like he would. I don't know why. I was a cockeyed optimist on that. I felt like he would make it.
And that storm moved really quickly. I mean, it's almost all over the Atlantic now.
That's the good news, I suppose. It's just gone. But it did create a lot of wind.
Tons of power
tornadoes.
Outages. Yeah, tornadoes.
So he made it. He was okay.
Yeah.
How does a story like that get out that he went to a shelter? Now, they quoted the mayor as saying, if we can get Lieutenant Dan to a shelter, surely you would go to a shelter.
Maybe someone told her, we're sending officers to the dock, and we're going to get him out of there.
Do you think she did the right thing by saying, even if it was a lie, to get other people to go, to use his fame, his short-lived fame, to say, hey, he went to a shelter, even though it wasn't true, and maybe others went because of that, saying, well, even that guy who in the boat, that we saw on YouTube, he's gone, so let's go to a shelter. I mean, is it the right thing to do? Even if she said it,
I don't think it is. To lie. When you're an elected official like that.
You're not supposed to.
I feel more like somebody told her we got him out.
Yeah,
I don't think she lied on purpose.
Oh, I don't either.
I really hope not.
No, but it may have saved lives. I mean, if 10 people saw that and thought, oh well, she's right. This nut has gone to a shelter. I shouldn't say nut. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but I mean, we can call him a nut.
He's colorful.
He's colorful. We have him. This is from yesterday.
The water's going to come in. It's going to rise. If you're on land, it's going to flood. You're risking drowning. I'm in a boat. The boat goes up with the water. So even if the boat goes up 100 feet in the air, I'm going to be up 100 feet in the air with the water. So it's really the safest place in the world to be is on my boat. And I got room for one more female.
No word on whether or not.
I think he wrote it out alone.
I believe.
That's
probably right. They asked, "What are you doing?"
God told me to come out here and get a boat. I came out here and got a boat. And everything that he's been telling me over the last 2 days is I'm doing the right thing. He's got my back. I'm in good shape. I ain't sweating it. We're gonna ride this one out. We got set up the way we know what we're doing, and as long as the water just keeps rising, we'll be fine.
Will you be wearing a life jacket?
Hell no.
Are you going to be able to swim if it need be?
In circles.
Because he only has one leg.
One leg.
He only has one.
Lieutenant Dan did tell News Nation, he said he got banged around a good bit with the wind. Off the inside of his cabin.
If somebody, I bet that's hard for officials. Like, let's say the guy's in a house and you say, leave the area, leave the area, leave the area. We're not going to be able to save you if the storm comes. Then the storm comes. If they call for help, it's pretty hard to sit idly by and not help somebody.
That's your job.
Yeah.
I mean, that is your title.
And then you try to go in there and help them, even though you warned them. I bet you're mad when you do it, though. Like, we told you to leave.
Sure.
Yeah. But you got.
You got to go.
Of course, exactly right. Same with, doctors go through that too. Like, people leave against their advice, then come back later to be treated.
Sure.
I told you.
Yeah. Or quit smoking. Do this, do that.
Of course, you warn people, quit smoking, then you see them with lung cancer 6 months later.
Imagine being my doctor.
My
Shudder to
God.
think of it.
Yeah. I'm shocked the man still sees me.
He hasn't retired yet.
Well, it's
No.
all visual now, right? It's all teledoc.
Well, I go in and see him still.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
You talk about the jabs? Or does he know about the Wonderwall plan?
No, I haven't told him that. I mean, we talk about the jabs because he's trying to help. You know,
He
he's-
wants you to get him.
Yeah.
What does he say to you when he sees you each time for the first time? Do his eyes get great big and say, well, you still haven't taken my advice, I see.
I think it's more shocked that I'm still there. Wow. Okay.
He's back
I
in.
saw your name pop up, but I wasn't sure.
I just assumed this was a clerical issue.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just one of those repeating that automatically.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
I think he's as shocked as anyone that I still don't have diabetes.
Well, that's another one. I hate
Same.
to say.
Yeah.
I hate to say that's the same way.
Yeah, how many people tell me, you know, all you got to do is get diabetes and they'll get
And
you
you
the
get your
shot.
shot. We've
I know.
chronicled. I want you to get diabetes. I'm giving you. This is the month for candy. This is it. I keep saying this is the
Eating
time.
season is upon us.
Salted caramel Butterfinger. That might do the trick. That's new. They're doing that. They're giving. That's not out yet. You're a Butterfinger fan, aren't you?
Love Butterfinger, but I can't imagine how they'd work salted caramel into, because the candy bar is so specific.
It is. This is the first new flavor. Now, I am one, and this is weird. I find Butterfinger, I don't like it. I find it overrated. I've never liked that texture or something, but most people love a Butterfinger.
I think it's still kind of a niche bar.
Do you? You don't think? My sister loves a Butterfinger.
Yeah.
And most people, even if they
Sticks to your teeth.
yeah. I don't know
Love
why.
that part.
I've never, do you like a Butterfinger?
I do, but it's work.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Biggie's
For the
right.
teeth.
Yeah.
I've never loved a Butterfinger. But anyway, they're coming out with salted caramel Butterfinger, but not until April. They're trying to hit it for Easter, not in time for
I
Halloween.
wonder if they'll wrap because the middle part is kind of that's your money shot.
Mhm.
The chocolate is good. I wonder if it's going to be between the
Yeah.
center
my guess.
and the chocolate layer.
Yep, that's my guess. But they just that's their first new product, first new flavor of Butterfinger in 10 years, and they're
I can't
doing
remember the last one.
I can't either.
Now, I haven't had to buy Halloween candy in a long time
Mm-hmm.
because I lived in an apartment for years. But I have family coming into town. My nieces are coming. So I got them some candy. Like, I didn't know, maybe this is not just new this year, but like Kit Kat has several different flavors this year.
I don't. They all now have to do
Yeah.
something new and different.
Which
all
Kit
the time.
Kat was always just, you know, the 2 bars for Halloween, the smaller size.
Yeah.
But now it's like marshmallow something I got them. I mean,
Oh,
there's all
yes.
these different flavors.
Yes.
And Reese's, it used to just be the pumpkins,
Mm-hmm.
which now it doesn't look like, but there's also now like you get a mixed bag of pumpkins, bats.
Well, of course, they've put a lot of stuff in their Reese's
Oh, yeah.
as well.
Yeah, they're, yeah.
Caramel Reese's, all
But
that.
this is the first time in a long time I went to buy Halloween candy. Was shocked at the options.
Let me give you a note here on doctors as well. You were talking about your doctor who you see. Always surprised that you're ambulatory.
There.
He's in the waiting room now.
Who brought him in? How is he?
He's
He's
ambulatory.
ambulatory. We're
We're
talking.
change his chart.
This is a different guy. We're talking about a different guy. No,
No.
he walked in.
The guy from radio.
No, not the guy I'm talking about. This must be a different guy. No, he did. He walked in. Biggie walks, and he's not hooked up to a port. He is not diabetic. There's an OBGYN on record today saying that she's given 3 things that you should never do while in the shower. For women. This is for women. And number 1, and she says she sees a lot of this on TikTok. Number 1, never pee in the shower. She says
For the ladies.
For the ladies. Now, she's an OBGYN, so that's what she...
Does she explain?
Yes, she does.
I'm an OBGYN, and I'm going to tell you 3 things I would never do. The first thing I would never do is pee in the shower, or more importantly, pee standing up. It is, 1, not very hygienic, but more important than that, it will destroy your pelvic floor. And also, it might create mental associations where you hear water running and all of a sudden you need to run to the bathroom. Not interested in that.
Do not pee in the shower, ladies. Do you think many women do pee in the shower?
I wouldn't say many.
I wouldn't think so.
Me neither.
I feel like that's a man thing.
Anatomy's different.
Exactly.
I mean,
right.
Yeah.
but I don't know that it's. How is it not hygienic? I mean, you're in the shower anyway. I
Yeah.
would think you're.
Well, my wife never wants me to pee in the shower because she thinks she just doesn't want urine on the shower floor.
Yeah.
Even though it
Is
runs
she
down
worried about the surface of the shower
Yeah.
or your body?
surface of the shower. That's what I think the woman just threw in there. But the pelvic floor was the main thing.
Yeah.
It'll destroy your pelvic floor if you pee in the shower.
We don't want that. I'm not
No.
sure how that.
I was surprised by that.
But I mean, but women when they go to public restrooms,
hover,
or in public, they hover.
They do. There's no question, but maybe hovering is better than standing.
But you could still hover because I think just
could.
because of the physics of the angle of the
she could
the
hover.
release of the fluid.
You could. I wonder if even the hovering hurts your pelvic floor. I don't know. I don't know that area.
Good for the legs and hips.
Great.
Quads.
Great quads. Women who hover have great quads. It's like a squat for 60 seconds.
Don't say that in mixed company.
Women,
no, I wouldn't do that.
That's weird.
Women who hover have great squats.
Do you hover?
Great.
I looked at your quads. I figured you hovered.
Glutes, too. Glutes,
Yeah.
Glutes and
It's
quads.
a glute workout.
Absolutely.
This is a PTA meeting.
I'm sorry, but you're wearing shorts.
Your quads and glutes are spectacular. Number 2, this is more graphic.
Number 2, I would never put things up places to treat infections that were not prescribed to me by my doctor. And I'm talking about things like garlic cloves, yogurt. Those things are not going to treat whatever infection you're dealing with, and they might make things worse. So before you go shoving things up places, talk to your doctor, please.
Goes without saying, really.
I would hope.
I would hope. But so many young people online.
She's talking right to Chris Kelly.
I have never shoved garlic up my hoo-ha.
No.
I want you to take that back.
Yogurt?
But you have showed up here many a day with TikTok doc says garlic in the hoo-ha is good for you.
Yes, I have said that.
She's talking right to people like you who watch maybe people on doctors on TikTok because they have scrubs on. You think they're a doctor.
Okay. I want to refute this. I've never put garlic up my bung or hoo-ha and yogurt, just that one. Just the one.
But to Biggie's point, you have advocated.
Yeah, you will come in here with something wild and say,
look at this.
Oh, yeah, they said if you hollow out an avocado and put it over your balls, they'll grow.
I tried that. That did not work.
Yeah.
And hollowing an avocado, I cut my thumb.
Yeah.
It's high risk. They don't tell
it
you
is.
that.
It's
Yes,
sharp. Those
it
are
is.
sharp edges.
Yes, it is.
But she's talking to people like you who, spread this misinformation on TikTok.
Well, exactly. She is talking to the TikTokers who say, put garlic cloves up your hoo-ha and it'll help with infection. I like a fruit at the bottom yogurt, so that's no good. And finally, she says, here's the last thing she says.
Lastly, I would never ignore any worrisome symptoms or bothersome symptoms out of embarrassment. I promise you, we have seen it all, heard it all, smelled it all of the things. We don't care. We're not judging. Talk to your doctor.
My doctor
This
told
is
me
Gyno
that.
101.
It is. My doctor told me that when I went in for my painful rectal itch. I said to him, he's a dermatologist. And I said, boy, you're going to hate seeing this, but I got to show you my bung. And he's like, I've seen bungs before. Don't worry about it.
I'll tell the story to convention.
Yeah, of
But
course.
I'll leave your name out.
Of course. So there you have it.
Mm-hmm.
You remember the guy who, proctologist, I was having issues. I had a lot of issues. I thought I had like a hemorrhoid or an anal fissure.
Yes.
And
This is phase 1 of the issue.
yeah, this was 15, 20 years. I'll never forget what you said. He had his finger up my rectum. And he said, I see you're a Red Sox fan. And I said, you are good.
How can you tell?
He was knuckle deep up there. And he said, you're a Red Sox fan.
What?
Wow.